Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday, June 9th episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only, Philly Pete. And we are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. This show, as always, is sponsored by MyBookie. Make sure when signing up for a MyBookie account, you use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. Once again, it's 12OZ Sports, all one word. And once you get an account with MyBookie, they will match your first deposit up to $1,000. So once again, sign up for a MyBookie account. Use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports, all one word. Today, when getting an account with MyBookie, and they will match you up to $1,000. MyBookie.ag and sign up today. Also, when fans are back into seats, please make sure you use the best ticket guru in business, and that is Seat Giant. And if you want the best seat in the house, make sure you use them today. And again, hopefully we see some fans in stadiums this season, especially in football, since that's maybe a more logical answer. But we will see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, please use Seat Giant when you want the best seat in the house. Also, if you're looking to freshen up your look for the summertime, which is about two and a half weeks away from now, you have to check out 12 Ounce Sports' new line of clothing. We've got everything from shirts, sweaters, which obviously we probably won't need right now, but we have shirts, sweaters, beach towels, and phone cases. Find the store online today at 12ozsportsradio.com under the Our Store tab. There you'll find a wide variety of clothing items, colors, and sizes that will suit your style. Once again, that's 12ozsportsradio.com under the Our Store tab. Also, we have a huge up-and-coming mini catalog for the 12 Ounce Sports crew, for those out there that want to represent the 12 Ounce Sports team. And we have three shirts. They're three $25 shirts. One is a white shirt with the big 12 Ounce Sports logo right dead in the center of the chest. We also have a navy shirt with a small 12 Ounce Sports on the left side of the shirt on your shoulder. Also, we have another navy shirt as well with the big 12 Ounce Sports logo on the chest as well. Those are $25. They're very, very comfortable. Great shirts, hot commodities. And then we also have the white 12 Ounce golf shirt that is $40, and that has this small 12 Ounce Sports logo on the left side of the shirt. That's the one that I ordered. A bunch of my friends and family are also going to be ordering their apparel from the 12 Ounce Sports to represent not only myself, but the 12 Ounce Sports crew as well. These are going to be hot commodities this summer, and they're going to be off the shelves in no time. I highly recommend each and every one of you out there to take a look at the mini catalog and make your purchase of your favorite shirt today. I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and very, very comfortable in your fitting. So today, huge day today. Actually, a huge week. First off, today I want to talk about the Phase 2 of the NHL Plan to Play, I should say. So Phase 2 is up and coming now, like I said. I will talk about that today. Also, the updated Stanley Cup odds. Now that we have the playoff format intact, I have the updated Cup odds as well as Eastern Conference favors, Western Conference favors, and updated odds and series prices as of yesterday morning. So very, very new. Also, AEW Dark preview that is going to be on air tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Western time, only on YouTube TV. Make sure if you want to subscribe to AEW, make sure you turn on your notifications. You will get AEW Dark as soon as 7 o'clock hits. Again, it's only about an hour 15-minute show, but it is a very, very fun hour, and again, a great wrestling hour just to kill some time. But again, if you love AEW like I do, definitely give AEW Dark a chance. I will preview the 8 matches tonight. And again, these cards that AEW gives us for Dark, I know it's a house show, but they sure know how to stack cards. So I will discuss the matches for that too. And then last but not least, if I can have enough time for it today, if not, it will be discussed on Thursday's episode. But Philly Pete's Fantasy Football Mock Draft 2.0. I believe a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, I discussed my version 1.0 mock draft. There have been a few updates, especially now that Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings has taken a step back and is not going to be returning to training camp unless he gets a new deal finalized. So he's pulling a little bit of a Zeke Elliott of a couple years ago, and it's going to be a tough situation here for Dalvin Cook. He's also a guy that can't stay healthy. So to me, I think I just think Dalvin Cook's being a little a little naive when it comes to this because we need more out of him. The league needs more out of him. The Vikings fans out there need more of Dalvin Cook. He's always been an injury-prone running back, even when he got drafted, even when he went to Florida State. But this last year was his first healthy season, and he thinks that he can just, think that he could just be the best running back in the NFL and get as much money as he can. Well, unfortunately, Delvin, that's not how it works. Everyone still needs you to have a couple more, if not more, of a healthier future seasons for sure. So, that's going to be a setback for fantasy football drafts, unless they get something done, in between now and when drafts do occur. But for now, Dalvin Cook has taken a step back of my mock 2.0 for fantasy football. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new week, brand new day of Peace Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only Philly P. And once again, we are live on 12 Ounce Sports. And let's get into it right now. So AEW Dark tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on the YouTube TV. Make sure you subscribe to AEW, otherwise you won't get the notification that it is live. 8 matches on tap for AEW tonight for Dark. Jon Moxley will make an appearance on the program. The AEW World Champion, as we know, will face Robert Anthony, a former WWE developmental star that has previously been on Dark as a failed tag team partner for Shawn Spears. And and Mox and Anthony go way back too. They've been friends for a very long time, and they know the wrestling style of each other. They've been wrestling together for years, and they're the best of friends. So I'm very interested to see what will happen here. I think Mox will take the victory, obviously, but I think this will be a good match. 2 great friends on and off the ring, and I really look forward to this one. The Butcher and the Blade will also take on the team of Pineapple Pete and Anthony Satina. Butcher and Blade will be facing FTR tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite. And FTR will be making their debut as well tomorrow on Dynamite. So that should be a decent tag team match. I do see Butcher and Blade winning this match tonight before losing tomorrow. I really think FTR is going to make a huge impact in AEW right away, and I think they will take care of the Butcher and the Blade on Dynamite tomorrow. So look for a Butcher and the Blade victory tonight against Pineapple Pete and Anthony Satina on AEW Dark. Also on tap, we have QT Marshall will face off against Zach Clayton. Allie, a.k.a. The Bunny, will be at QT Marshall's corner. I don't know how I feel about this relationship. I feel like this is going to be a foreshadowing with Dusty Rhodes and QT Marshall facing the Butcher and the Blade at some point down the line. It's just a weird storyline for me to take right now. But I could always see Allie, aka Bunny, always has that mentality. I think that could just tease you to the most satisfying appeal. We know that, and QT Marshall is basically biting on it. He's basically biting on the luring that she's doing to him. So I really do think in the future we're going to see a Blade, Butcher, and then you will have the heel Bunny against QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes down the line. So, however, QT Marshall against Zach Clayton. Obviously, Allie will be in the corner, continuing the storyline where the two have fallen for one another, while Brandy and Dustin have suspicions regarding her antics to QT Marshall. So again, we will see what happens in the future when it comes to these two. You also have members of the Inner Circle, Santana and Ortiz versus Musa and Brady Pierce. You also have Lowrider and Fuego del Sol is a name to stay on the loose for. Fuego del Sol is a very, very good underground wrestler as well. Definitely an up-and-coming star in AEW. Just stay on the lookout for him. He will come up soon enough. I just think right now Dark is the way to go for him to build up his character. But a name for AEW fans to look out for is Fuego del Sol. I 100% guarantee you he will be on Dynamite sooner than later, and he is a very, very special talent. Fuego del Sol will be facing, it's Low Rada and Fuego del Sol versus SCU, Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian. This should be a good match. I'm telling you, this should be a very, very good match between the two teams here. SCU, obviously, they kind of been controlling AEW within the last year until they're falling out and losing the tag team titles on the cruise ship show a couple of months ago, or at least about probably back almost a year ago now. But they should have a good match tonight. You have Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler versus Jurassic Express. Another good tag team match here. I love the Jurassic Express. And again, AEW Dark, you see all the top line superstars fighting in this house show, quote unquote. And it's great to see. It's great to see that the fans not only tune in to Dynamite on TNT, but AEW Dark will still give you all the top-notch wrestlers, regardless if it's an hour show or a 2-hour show. And they will still give you the same wrestling antics as they would do on a Wednesday night. Also, you have Sonny Kiss versus Christopher Daniels, which should be a very intriguing matchup between the two there. And then lastly, Lee Johnson versus number 5 of the Dark Circle. I'm sorry, the Dark Order, excuse me. And that will round out the card. So a decent stacked 8-match card where you're getting top of the line superstars and tag teams that are fighting in this. It should be another one hell of a show for Dark. And once again, tomorrow will be AEW Dynamite, 8 o'clock on TNT, which I will discuss a little bit tomorrow as well with the matches and preview for it. So that wraps up the AEW segment for Dark for this evening. Again, that's 7 o'clock Eastern tonight on YouTube TV. Make sure you subscribe to AEW and you will get Dark for free on all YouTube television. So even on your phone, it'll work. Just go on youtube.com, subscribe to AEW, and as soon as 7 o'clock hits, you will get that live show of Dark. So stay tuned. Should be a great show. Next up, I want to talk about, real quick, the Stanley Cup odds for the new playoff format. These odds came out yesterday morning. And let's start off real quick. So, of course, you have the Eastern Conference top 4 teams: Boston, Tampa, Washington Flyers. Western Conference, you have St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas. Now, you have the Eastern Conference play-in qualifying series odds. Pittsburgh last week was a -179. They moved up to a -200 against the Montreal Canadiens at a +175. So Pittsburgh -200, they went up. Montreal +175. I'm telling you right now, a +175 voucher ticket for the Montreal Canadiens, why the hell not? I'm taking it. So by all means, that's a great, great, juicy bet to take for Montreal. Why not? People are licking their chops out there as well. Not only just me, but I know those bettors out there that love the underdogs, especially during NHL, especially during playoff hockey. This is the way to go. And especially with the layoff, I really do think that Montreal is definitely a good buy here at those odds. Carolina, the Rangers, nothing really has changed here. Carolina's still -150. Rangers are +130. I think on the show last week, Carolina was a -145 and the Rangers were +125. So a little bit of movement, not much. I still love the dogs here with the Rangers at +130. My clients out there and my Twitterverse fans out there that follow all my plays know that the Rangers have been a hot commodity all season for Philly Pete. And in terms of the overs and moneyline bets as well, especially dogs, the Rangers have been quite the furious team, I should say. Islanders in Florida, no change there. It's still a pick. I still love the Panthers in this game as well at -110. Still, it's a pick 'em, but Florida's been playing a little bit more aggressive hockey lately than the Islanders, and that's just the way to go for me. Toronto, they were a -165. They're now -160 versus the Columbus Blue Jackets at +140 now. A little bit of people backing the Blue Jackets. However, I still love the Maple Leafs here in -160. No changing that whatsoever. Of course, you have one of the hottest offensive lines with Marner and Matthews, just to name the two. And what can I say? You have Tavares as well. So that is going to be one line that's going to be difficult to stop when it comes to playing these Toronto Maple Leafs. Next up in the Western Conference, Edmonton and Chicago, a 5-12 matchup. Nothing changed here. Edmonton still -150. Chicago still +130. I still love the Oilers here for sure. Again, it's tough to stop Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and the gang there in Edmonton. So give me the Oilers once again. Nothing has changed for me whatsoever. I still have the Arizona Coyotes at plus 110. Nashville's minus 130. I still love Arizona here with the plus odds. Vancouver, they dropped a little bit. Vancouver was a minus 140 when I talked to you guys last week about these odds. And Minnesota was a plus 120. Now they're a plus 110. I still love the Vancouver Canucks. I also think the Canucks are the lock of any series, of any of these series. And I just really think that Vancouver is definitely a better team than Minnesota, in my opinion. Here, I just think they've been playing very, very good hockey. They've been scoring a lot, and they've been winning games too. So I think at minus 130, I think this is my lock of the qualifying rounds here for the NHL playoffs. And then lastly, Calgary and Winnipeg. Nothing changed here. Calgary still minus 120. Winnipeg is plus 100. Again, give me Calgary all day as well. Another series where I feel like Calgary is just going to pound Winnipeg just as much as I love Vancouver as well. So Vancouver and Calgary should have basically an easy step to the next round. And but again, we will see how these teams pan out and play. It's always that first couple of games in the series where would decipher where the series will go in general. But to me, again, Calgary and Vancouver are playing hot hockey right now, and I just think that they're locks. I really do think that they're locks during these series games happen. So, but here we go. Stanley Cup odds updated as of last night. Boston Bruins are still 6-1, or 13-2. Tampa 13-2 as well. Avalanche 15-2, which to me is crazy because my clients have the Avalanche at 12-1 in the beginning of the season, and so we like our odds there. Vegas Golden Knights 8-1, Caps 9-1, Flyers 10-1. I have a personal play on the Flyers at 25-1 during the early parts of the season, so I like those odds there. St. Louis 10-1, Stars 14-1. My clients have 18-1 with the Dallas Stars, so I like those odds there. Pittsburgh 16-1, Edmonton, which could be a nice little steal here at 23-1. This is a very, very good pick as well for Edmonton. $100 plays you $2,300. So I really like that here as well for Edmonton. A nice little bang for your buck, no problem. I think this is a dark horse team, I think, for the NHL playoffs is the Edmonton Oilers here. So by all means, if you like it, put it in. Toronto 27-1, another team where that can maybe do some damage with their offense. So we will see. We will see. Calgary 32-1. This was talked about yesterday on my show where I discussed that if it's any team to put a voucher on, like a long shot to win the Cup Finals, it's the Calgary Flames. I did my simulation again a couple weeks ago. I did my NHL playoff simulation where the Flames played the Capitals in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Flames won. The Flames won the Cup. So again, it's a simulation. I know it doesn't mean anything, but it's just kind of, it's very observant, I should say, and intriguing when you see a Flames team win the Cup Finals. And at 32-1, this was a team that I also did a little bit of research on, and this is again a dark horse for me as a long shot to win the Stanley Cup Finals at 32-1. Again, you put $100 down, you win 3,200. You want to put $50 down, you win 1,600. Either way, you're making out very, very well with the Calgary Flames here, and I do like it. They've been playing really good hockey towards the end, before this stuff happened, this pandemic, and I do think that Calgary at the end of the day here can maybe surprise some people. And I know all you fans out in Calgary tuning in are very, very intrigued and happy that I mentioned this, but as discussed last week, this is a team that could do some damage, and I really think that this is a good value bet, a good long shot bet for Philly Pete here and those fans out there tuning in. Calgary Flames 32-1. You have the Canucks at 32-1. You have the Nashville Predators at 35-1. The Coyotes at 40-1. Hurricanes, again, this was Philly Pete's basically long shot ticket future for the Stanley Cup for his clients at 33-1. Now they're 40-1. So, okay, not too much. It's a little bit of a change here, 40-1 compared to 33-1. Again, a possible long shot team here. Even though I have them being upset by the Rangers in the first round, at 40-1, you put a $25 bill on it for the hell of it, and you're still going to walk away with some good money regardless. But you can even hedge your bets here. You could hedge it on taking the Rangers to win the series, and then have a Hurricanes winning the Cup Finals. This is what NHL playoffs, let alone even NBA playoffs, you always got to do hedging here and there. You always got to do hedging your bet. Even in the Super Bowl, you got to hedge your bets, especially if the teams that you love and that you have futures on are in the playoffs. So now it all comes down to which way you want to lean more on, and then hedge a bet of a specific series. So I do enjoy doing that. Rangers 40-1, Panthers 50-1, which is also a very, very juicy sort of, no pun intended, but Panthers fans licking their chops at the feast that they could bring in at 50-1 here. Jets 55-1, Columbus 60-1, Canadians 70-1, and last but not least, the Chicago Blackhawks at 75-1. So again, a lot of good value out there for these specific teams. Again, this whole layoff could definitely favor, and I think favors, the underdogs by far. I really think that there's going to be more upsets with the dogs than we're anticipating it to be. Again, it just really depends on how teams' hockey performance is going to be without, for the last 3 months. We're almost, June 12th is the official 3-month of having no sports in general. So we're going to see, and it's going to be, and these teams are going to be, like I said, Phase 2 is starting up yesterday. They start up Phase 2 of the NHL playing plan. So, it's going to be, again, a matter of timing here. And then once a month from now, once we start getting hockey back into action with the playoffs, it's going to change everything. It's really going to change everything. We're going to see those dogs playing a sort of quote unquote nothing to lose mentality when playing these upper seeds. So, hey, advantage dogs for sure. And Philly Pete loves those dogs as well. But anyway, now odds to win the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. Bruins 3-1, Tampa 3-1, Flyers 5-1, Caps 5-1, Pens 8-1, Leafs 13-1, Canes 16-1, Rangers 17-1, Isles 20-1, Panthers 25-1, Jackets 30-1, and Montreal 35-1. So again, you can pick and choose here. I just think that, again, if these teams like the Leafs at 13-1, if they can play to their expectations in the playoffs and win the Eastern Conference, 13-1 is a hell of a payout too. I think that's a good dark horse Eastern Conference ticket to put on. Are the Leafs here? Again, you could even look at the Rangers at 17-1. Again, another team that stayed hot during the course of the season before this happened. And of course, the Flyers. Flyers at 5-1. Again, it's third best odds, obviously, to win the East. But again, if you took them to win the Cup earlier, like what I did at 25-1, you're looking at this 5-1 and being like, okay, well, this is giving me some sort of hope that the Flyers can still keep rocking and rolling, and I think they will. They were, if not the hottest NHL team before this pandemic happened. This team was rocking and rolling in and out through the NHL season, rocking it big time. And I really do think the Flyers will, again, I'm just praying to God here as the Flyers fan that I am, in hopes that this will be some sort of expectation that the fans of Philly are looking forward to. And, I think we'll get what we want out of this Flyers team. But again, it's tough. You have Boston, you have Tampa. Tampa also playing lights out hockey as well. So this is another team that's been playing really, really well before the pandemic. And at 3-1, but then again, that's every Tampa team. Every Tampa team the last 3 years, best odds. They always hype up the Tampa Bay Lightning every year, and they just never come through. So at 3-1 now, they're playing great hockey, but again, I won't believe it till I see that out of Tampa Bay. Western Conference, real quick before I get into Phase 2. Vegas 3-1, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. 3-1 odds for Vegas. 7-2 for Colorado. St. Louis 4-1. Dallas 6-1. It's funny to me that the third seed of Vegas Knights had the best odds to win the Western Conference at 3-1. Very, very odd to me. And then you have the Blues, who are the 1 seed in the West, had the third best odds at 4-1. So something's a little bit iffy here in this situation to me. Again, if you want to look at some sort of dark horse under the radar voucher ticket that you want to put on for winning the Western Conference, you can look at the Calgary Flames. Again, 17-1. $100 pays you $1,700. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, it's a long shot, but this is what you have to do. You got to pay your bang for your buck. And I think at 17-1, you're getting a good odds here with Calgary. Even Edmonton at 11-1. That's another good payout for sure, too. So, again, we'll see what happens. A lot will go on. I will keep updating you all out there in regards to the Stanley Cup odds and if anything has changed during the course of the week when I talk to you guys tomorrow and Thursday. Once again, tomorrow I will have Gina, I will have my wife back on the air, talk about Ozark Season 3 in review, as well as AEW Dynamite preview as well, and matches. Unfortunately, I will knock it up to my Fantasy Mock Draft 2.0. That will be discussed on Thursday's show on June 11th. So stay tuned to that. That will be a very action-packed day as well as tomorrow. This whole week, like I said, is going to be action-packed. So stay tuned again. Once again, this is the Tuesday, June 9th episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only Philly Pete. We are live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV. Also, when signing up for a Zingo TV account, please make sure you use the promo code 12 Ounce. That's 12OZ, one word, when signing up for a Zingo TV account. And from there, you'll be streaming all these wonderful, wonderful shows that we can provide to you during these crazy times, including yours truly, Pete's Power Plays. So, once again, that's Zingo TV, promo code 12 Ounce, 12OZ, and set up and get an account right now with Zingo TV, and you'll be good to go. You'll be streaming all these phenomenal shows for you and provide as much entertainment as we can during these crazy, crazy times, but lifting times too, because everything is starting to come into shape now with the world. So this is great, great news. Also, MyBookie. When signing up for a MyBookie account, please use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports. That's 12OZ Sports, all one word. When signing up an account for MyBookie, they will match you up to $1,000. And check out our mini catalog as well. We have 3 cotton t-shirts for $25, a white one with the big 12 Ounce Sports logo in the chest, 2 navy blue ones, one with the small 12 Ounce Sports logo, and then the other one with the big 12 Ounce Sports logo on the chest, and the $40 white golf t-shirt, which is a very a flex fit and a cool material to wear. These are going to be hot commodities, so I highly recommend every one of you out there getting one of these shirts today and representing the 12 Ounce Sports team, whether it's at the gym, whether it's playing basketball, whether it's at a picnic or a golf outing, whatever it may be, with the family and the friends. Get yours today and get your family and friends involved as well. So once again, check out the mini catalog that we have for you today. So here we are, Phase 2 of the NHL Return Plan to Play. And what can I say here? This is just phenomenal news here. I did mention this before, and the National Hockey League obviously announced last week on the 4th of June that it will transition to Phase 2 of its Return to Play plan effectively yesterday. So you saw Edmonton come on stage and hit the ices. You saw the Predators of Nashville come back on the ice for Phase 2 that was effective yesterday. The Flyers, everyone was out there. And of course, beginning yesterday, subject to each club's satisfaction of all of the requirements set out in the Phase 2 protocol, clubs will be permitted to reopen their training facilities in their home city to allow players to participate in individualized training activities off ice and on ice. Players also will participate, again, this is all that took effect yesterday. Players participating on a voluntary basis will be scheduled to small groups and a maximum of 6 players at one time on the ice, plus a limited number of club staff. So, but this is great. Like I said, this took effect yesterday. Phase 2, various measures set out in Phase 2 protocol are intended to provide players with a safe and controlled environment in which to resume their conditioning. Phase 2 is not a substitute, however, for training camp. So again, 6 players and minimal staff are intact. All necessary preparations for Phase 2 includes those that require player participation, so education, diagnostic testing of some sort, scheduling for medicals. Again, they're going to still test players for the coronavirus to make sure that everyone is positive and safe. And this is going to begin immediately. So the NHL and the NHLPA continue to negotiate over an agreement on the resumption of play. So this is, again, phenomenal news. I'm so happy that we're back in action. Phase 2, which was effective yesterday. And again, all groups are limited up to 6 players. So yesterday I saw the Edmonton Oilers on ice yesterday with, looks like a goalie and 5 of the players were out there with 1 or 2 of the staff. Nashville also had a few players out there as well with minimal staff. The Flyers were out there. All the teams are back in action again with minimal staff. So 6 players max with a coach or two on the sideline looking out, and players once again are going to be tested. I believe every other day or every other week in regards to if they're positive or not. But this is great signs. Phase 2 is in action. We will stay tuned until what happens with Phase 3. But this is amazing news for all NHL fans, and this is just exciting news. NBA fans as well. We got NBA back in action, starting up next month as well at the end of July. So times are finally turning for us all sports fans. We finally can breathe again with the world of sports back in action. Football will definitely be here. I know this for sure. This is going to happen. Fans or not, like I've been saying this for the last month now about NFL. Half fans, half of the season with fans, half of the season without fans. Not sure how that's going to work out again, but there will be a football season, and that is all that matters during these hectic times. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Tuesday episode of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by Philly Pete, and so that basically wraps up my Tuesday episode. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, June 10th, to talk about the Ozark Season 3 in review. That's going to be about 3/4 of my segment. I'm also going to discuss the AEW Dynamite preview and matches and predictions. I will have my wife, the one, the only, Queen on the Ice herself, Gina Tucci. She'll be back as she missed the last week and a half now with work. She's been hectic, but she's ready to come back on board, ready to talk to you all out there. She's very excited. I just spoke to her this morning before she left, and she's good to go. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, and also Thursday, stay tuned to Philly Pete's Fantasy Football Mock Draft version 2.0. I will discuss that on Thursday. So again, a high-octane, jam-packed, action-packed week of Pete's Power Plays. Hope everyone has a phenomenal June 9th. I hope everyone has a phenomenal day today. I will be back tomorrow. Those that are interested in, I'm also, first off, my clients, thanks for reaching out to me in regards to the plan for daily fantasy and my NHL playoff format package plan for my packages for the playoffs. I have a combination of both for fantasy football, daily fantasy, and my playoff packages. I have a combination of both on sale, and I also have one of each. If you just want to do your fantasy football, or if you only want to have your daily fantasy football package, or your NHL playoff package, I have those separately as well. So I have 3 packages out there, the combo of both, the daily fantasy, and just separately the NHL playoffs. I have 3 packages out there. Those that want to come on board, please follow me at The Real Pete Tooch. If you search up PT, I'm one of the first guys there. And any questions or answers in regards to being a client, any questions or answers about fantasy football that's coming up right around the corner from now, anything in general with the world of sports, you let me know. You follow me, I will follow you back, answer all your questions. Once again, I hope everyone has a phenomenal day today. Stay safe, enjoy the day, and talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.